Art. This week we are going to be exploring positive and negative space. So usually in art, positive space is going to be the main focus of the picture. For us, our main focus is actually the background, where all the colors are. The negative space is usually the background or where the white space or the blank space is. For us, the negative space is actually the tree here. So I'm going to show you guys how to make a winter tree like this. It's actually really easy. And I think you guys are going to enjoy it. And you don't have to make a tree. You can really make any shape or picture that you want. It's really cool if you use positive and negative space in different ways. It can actually really tell a very interesting picture. So to make this winter tree though, it's really easy. You just need tape, scissors. I'm using sketchbook paper. You don't have to use sketchbook paper. You can use really whatever paper you can find in your house. I am also using Crayola paint. You don't have to use paint. You can use crayons, markers, colored pencils, really anything. I just think paint is fun, so I'm going to use paint. If you are using paint, then of course you also need a paintbrush, some plates for the paint on, a cup of water, and I'm going to encourage you to put a newspaper down or something down to protect the tape or whatever surface you're using. So let's get going. I'm going to get a piece of this paper out. I'm going to stand up. Let's see here. Okay, paper here. Fantastic. And one reason I'm using sketchbook paper is because it's meant for mold for different kinds of mediums, which means that when you put paint on it, then it doesn't really wrinkle the paper as much, and it won't seep through the paper as much. Like say if you were using just normal computer paper or something. So to make our tree, we are going to take some paste. We're going to take some paint or tape. And really, the fun thing about this project is you don't have to make a tree exactly like mine. You can really make any kind of tree that you want. And really, you can make any shape that you want. I just think the tree is fun. So, you know. So, what you're going to do is you're going to take the tape and you are going to tape onto the paper. I am also, you can't really see on the camera, but I'm putting a little bit of tape on the table beneath the picture so that when we get done, we will be taking the tape off, and it just gives me a really easy kind of entryway into making sure I get the tape off the paper without tearing too much of the picture. So, but really just put the tape, you know, whichever kind of shape you want, a direction you want. Your tree can be as intricate as you want. It can be as simple as you want. Just get creative, get imaginative, and do what feels fun. One thing that I think makes a tree fun to do is you can make all kinds of itty bitty branches going off of it, like an actual tree. You give all kinds of fun layers. You can make maybe a goofy tree like you see in cartoons. I will say you might want to be careful of how thin you're making the tape strips, simply because when we go back and we have to take the tape off, you don't want to tear your picture in any way. And you also don't want to leave tape on the picture. You want to make sure all the tape is off. And if you need help, doing that like I kind of do with this tape, then you can always use the scissors and you can always cut strips off because that'll make it a little bit easier, maybe a little bit faster too. I'm going to take this moment and remind you that summer reading is happening right now as we speak, which is super exciting because summer reading is awesome. So we have two options to participate in summer reading this year. One is the normal paper way that we usually do, but there's also the online version, which is really cool. There's a website you can go. You can go to the library website and you can find information on where to go sign up for summer reading if you are interested in doing the online reading logs. Or you can just call us if you have any questions. We will happily answer any questions that you have. I will say that for kids and teens, if you guys want to get your parents to kind of drop by the library, either Thornton or South Branch, and to register that way, we have bags and stickers and bookmarks to give you guys. Also, if you are wanting to use our normal paper version, you will have to drop by the library to do so. But it's super fun for the children. Every 15 minutes you read, you get to put in points on your online reading log or color in a book on the paper reading log. Every 2 hours that you read, you get a prize. Prizes are really cool this year, just saying. And also for kids, we have a bonus prize where it's about 20 different activities. And if you complete 15 of those activities, you get a bonus prize. And yes, the activities are fun. It's things like going on nature walks and watching the stars. There's some activities about signing up for your first library card, or you can also check out some books from certain books from the library, get activities that way. Check out Playaway Launchpad. So we've got a lot of fun stuff this summer. And then for teens, it is every 500 pages that you read, you get your name in the drawing for one of our prize baskets. The prize baskets are actually really cool, okay? They really are cool. We've got a Harry Potter one and a fandom pop culture one. For Thornton, the fandom pop culture one has stuff from Stranger Things, from Game of Thrones, from anime is in there. We've got some fun stuff. The Stovall prize basket is all art supplies. South prize basket has a back to school prize, I think they also have a Harry Potter basket. It's really cool stuff this year. So I think you'll like it. Every book you finish, you get a food coupon. We have more food coupons this year, so they're not going to be all ice cream coupons like last year. But I want to encourage you guys to sign up because it's really fun. And we plan summer reading all year long, so it's like one of our favorite times of the year, at least my favorite time of the year. I look forward to it, and I'm really excited about this year. So for now, I think my tree is gonna be done. I think, yeah, I'll put it there. Yeah. I'll do one more little strip right there. Okay, so I think my tree is done for now. So what I'm going to do is, like I said, I'm going to be using paint. So I'm going to get the colors that I want to do. Because we're doing a winter theme, I'm going to do white, dark blue. I've got some light blue here. I'm going to add some orange and some purple just to add some, fun little poppy colors in there. But obviously you don't have to do winter. You can do spring, you can do summer. You can just really just paint any picture around the tree that you want. It doesn't have to be a mixture of different colors. It can really be anything. Also, make sure that you ask your parents if it's okay before using paint, and you might want to find an old t-shirt to wear, or a kitchen apron or something to put on your clothes so that you don't ruin your clothes I also don't have an apron to use, or else I would, but. So I have my colors out. So what I'm going to do is I am going to use this plate to mix these colors together. So I can get some kind of fun combinations that you can see in this picture right here. But you don't have to do that. Like I said, you can really do anything that you love doing. You know, just have fun with it. One of the cool things about art is it's just a chance just to be creative. But once I have the colors that I want, I'm actually going to paint the whole picture over the tape and everything. So I want this whole picture to be painted with color. If you're using paint and as you are painting over the tape, you want to make sure that you're painting in the direction that you tape. So if you tape forward that way, you want to make sure your strokes are going mostly this way, or else edges of your tape might come off and you could end up with paint on your tree, which really I guess isn't a bad thing, but just a little tip there, be a little careful. Also, you might want to make sure that you have washable paint, because even with the newspaper below me, I'm still getting a little tape on the table, which is, you know, it's okay, but we want to make sure that we're not going to ruin our clothes or we want to stain anything that should not be stained. So make sure, once again, just ask your parents for some washable paint, or maybe make sure your parents are in the room while you're doing this. What I did is I covered my paper with mostly blue paint. And now that that's done, I'm going to add some swatches of the purple and the orange. Not a lot, but just a little bit to give it a little bit of color there, because it might be winter, but there's still lots of fun colors in winter. If it's Christmas time, you've got the orange or the red and the green. And if you think about January colors, January sunrises or January sunsets, it's still got some really pretty color in the skies. Okay, that's okay for me for right now. I'm pleased with that. So what I'm going to do is now I'm going to wait and let this paper dry a little bit before I take the tape off. And it's really great time to clean up and everything. If you are using crayons or markers, color pencils, obviously you don't have to wait for drying time. So what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and very, very, very carefully peel some of that tape off. That's why I chose to have a little bit of extra tape that was off my paper on the table, because that gave me a starting place. And you're going to very slowly and very carefully peel the tape off. You don't want to tear the paper in any way. And if you made a tree like I did, I discovered yesterday when I did a sample that when you have the branches and stuff, you might want to be extra careful there, because of really thin pieces. You want to make sure you get it all without actually tearing your picture. But if you are using paint, then let's wait for a few minutes, let's let the paper dry some, and then we can take the tape off. So while we're waiting, it's a great chance to go ahead and clean our paints up. Okay, so we've had a few minutes. Our paint is probably still not totally dry, but we've let it sit for a few minutes, so we're gonna go ahead and take the paint or tape off. Once again, we still need to be careful because once again, our paint is not fully dry, and so when we take the tape off, paint can get on our fingers, and we want to leave our tree, make sure it's totally white. You can probably see that I have a little finger smudges from yesterday when I had paint on my fingers, so just be careful. We're gonna take this slowly. We're not in any hurry when we take the paint off. And if you like how this is turning out, there are a lot of fun pictures you can probably find on the internet as to just a copy about positive negative space. And really, you don't have to even use paper for this. If you want to get a canvas and some paints and you want to try doing some canvas painting, there are some really cool pictures that you can find on Pinterest and on Google Images. There's some really great examples for some, was that paint? I guess not, okay. For some positive and negative space paintings. And this is it's a really fun thing to explore. Okay. So I think I got all the tape off, and as you can see, here's my picture of my winter tree. It's really cool because we taped over the whole picture, but when we take the tape off, we have this really bright white negative space as the tree. And so I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you made any fun paintings or drawings with positive and negative space, if you can take a picture of it and email it to us or send it to us through Facebook. We would love to post it so that other people out in Granville County can see all of your wonderful creations. Thanks for joining us, and I'll see you guys later.